50 Cent is at it again, and this time he's coming for the mayor of NYC, Eric Adams. If you thought the news about his Diddy documentary was wild, wait until you hear what's going down with the mayor of New York. This documentary could be even more dramatic than Diddy's and could lead the powers that be shook. Let's get into it. We already know 50 Cent has been going hard with his docu-series on Diddy. Well, what if I told you that might just be a warm-up? Word on the street is that 50's looking to take down NYC Mayor Eric Adams next. Mayor Adams could go down for wire fraud, conspiracy, bribery, and allegedly accepting more than $10 million in illegal campaign contributions from Turkish officials. 50 posted a video on Instagram that got everybody talking. It was a video of Mayor Eric Adams giving Diddy the key to New York City last year. Yeah, the same key that's been taken back since Diddy's SA allegations hit. But 50 wasn't just sharing the clip for fun. 50 said, "This S is getting crazy out here. Do you want a docu-series on Eric Adams? I want to know what the F is going on here." So yeah, Fifth is asking if we want this documentary. But let's be real, he's already made up his mind. We're talking about the first sitting New York City mayor to be hit with criminal charges. We're talking about wire fraud, conspiracy, and bribery. It's like something straight out of a movie. Y'all already know 50 about to make this into a whole production. Let's break down these charges though. Mayor Eric Adams has been accused of accepting more than $10 million in illegal campaign contributions. And not just from any random people either. It's from Turkish businessmen and government officials trying to buy influence in New York City. Imagine this. Eric Adams, who came into office talking all tough on crime, turns out to be knee-deep in corruption himself. As I mentioned earlier, the mayor's facing charges for bribery, wire fraud, and conspiracy. If convicted, he's looking at some serious jail time. But here's the crazy part. Adams is refusing to resign. He's still out here like, my day-to-day will not change. Like what? Fifth was quick to respond to all of this, of course. He uploaded a picture of the mayor on Instagram with the caption, "OS, what the F did you do, Eric? I never saw the active mayor of New York get indicted." 50 can't believe this is happening either. And y'all know, when 50's this intrigued, he's about to start cooking up something major. And speaking of something major, let's not forget about the docu-series 50's already producing on Diddy. This man is on a mission to expose everybody. Just last week, Variety confirmed that Alexandria Stapleton signed on to direct the Diddy docu-series. In a joint statement with 50, she said, "This is a story with significant human impact. It is a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips we've seen so far." Now what's interesting here is how 50 is positioning these stories. He's not just out here trolling Diddy on Instagram, although that's hilarious too. Y'all saw that baby oil joke, right? Anyway, he's really trying to tell the full story behind these larger than life figures. That same approach he's using with Diddy, you can bet he's going to apply that to Mayor Adams as well. This ain't just about the headlines. It's about pulling back the curtain on corruption, power, and influence in ways we haven't seen before. We all know 50 loves trolling, but it's more than just jokes on Instagram. Dude's got a track record of using his platform to expose what's really going on. Remember when he was calling out Diddy left and right, taking shots every chance he got? Now with Adams in his crosshairs, it feels like 50 is taking this to the next level. And don't sleep on the fact that 50 Cent already had some beef with Mayor Adams even before these charges came up. That's right. Earlier this year, when Adams proposed that crazy policy to give migrants prepaid debit cards, 50 said, "What the F, Mayor Adams? Call my phone. I don't understand how this works. Somebody explain." Fifth even suggested maybe Trump was the answer. Yeah, that's how confused 50 was by all of this. But then Adams actually reached out to 50 to try and smooth things over, explaining the pilot program. 50 said Adams was on point and even thought they might be on the same page for a minute. But clearly that didn't last long at all. Now let's zoom out for a second. What's really going on here? We've got 50 Cent, one of the biggest moguls in the game, exposing not just the entertainment world, but now diving deep into politics as well. He's got Diddy on one side with all these disturbing allegations about S parties and forced freak shows. And then you've got Mayor Adams on the other side, who allegedly took millions of dollars in dirty campaign money flowing through Turkish officials. This is about more than just beef. 50's positioning himself as the guy who's going to expose these crooks, both in the music industry and in politics. He's showing us the connections between power, corruption, and influence in ways nobody else is doing right now. Like, you can't tell me you don't see the parallels between Adams and Diddy. Both men climbed to the top of their fields, Adams in politics and Diddy in music, and now they're both facing charges that could take them down. And 50's in the middle, ready to document every single scandal. And let's not forget about the craziness going on with Diddy either. We're talking about allegations involving 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant, with federal authorities saying Diddy held freak-off sessions that he would record. The government says these events involved coercion and threats of force. It's honestly mind-blowing, and this is the type of thing 50 Cent lives for when it comes to exposing what's going on behind closed doors. And remember, 50's not just playing around with this Diddy docu-series. There was a whole bidding war over it, and Netflix came out on top. 50 himself said, "If more victims keep coming out, I'm going to need more episodes." So yeah, he's fully committed to telling the whole story, no matter how dark it gets. So what's next? I can almost guarantee we're about to see 50 Cent turn this Mayor Adams scandal into another blockbuster docu-series. The groundwork is already there. 50's been critical of Adams for a while now, and with these new charges, he's got all the fuel he needs to go full throttle. He's already teasing it on his Instagram. And you know how 50 is. If he says he's thinking about doing something, he's probably already in the middle of doing it. 50 might just be the guy to take down not one, but two of the most powerful men in New York City. Imagine that, a rapper from Queens turning into the ultimate whistleblower, exposing corruption in both the music industry and politics. If you thought 50 was done after Power, BMF, and all his other TV hits, you better think again. This man is on a mission, and I think we're just seeing the beginning of what's about to be a massive takedown of some of the most powerful people in the game. We've seen 50 Cent move through the entertainment world like a chess master. But this isn't just about making headlines. It's about setting a precedent. When was the last time we saw a figure from the music industry expose political corruption like this? You could argue we're witnessing something historic, and it makes you wonder, what other power players might be next on 50's hit list? With everything that's been going down lately, it's clear 50 isn't stopping at Adams or Diddy. He's made it known that he's going after the elite, the so-called untouchables. Think about it. If 50 manages to shine a light on all the shady business, he could easily become one of the most feared names in both the music industry and Capitol Hill. The question is, how many more skeletons are hiding in these closets? But here's the kicker. How are these people in power going to react? We've seen how whistleblowers get treated. There's no telling what could happen if 50 keeps digging. But like I said earlier, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. If anyone's prepared to handle whatever comes his way, it's him. He's been through shootouts, industry beefs, and business battles, and he's come out on top every single time. But what do y'all think? Should 50 Cent go ahead and drop a documentary on Mayor Eric Adams? And do you think his docu-series on Diddy will uncover even more dirt? And who do you think is next to go down? Personally, I hope 50 Cent drops a documentary on Mayor Adams and all these other alleged crooks, especially Diddy. Now, with anybody else, I would say be careful. We've seen many whistleblowers go missing before, or even mysteriously pass away in a strange way. However, 50 Cent is a totally different breed, and he knows all about warfare and the tactics the powers that be will use to take you out. 50 don't scare easily at all, if ever, so he's the guy we need to help bring down these gatekeepers. That's just my opinion though. I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.